Hello and welcome to Platypus Scotsman, and glad you could join us for another tutorial. And real quick, I just want to show you my new shirt. My daughter gave it to me for my birthday, and she also gave me another shirt as well. And also, it's been a long time since we've given a taco away for a video, but the taco for this video goes to Kane 8. Back when I did the tutorial for the miniature base, the woodsy one, Kane 8 suggested that I should make a Tundra / snow tutorial, so I did. And so the taco for this video goes to Kane 8. Thank you for making the suggestion, taco, for this video, and hope you get something out of it, and hope you enjoy it, and hope you can apply it in your hobby. So that's about it. So taco of the day goes to Kane 8, and thanks for making that suggestion. I appreciate it. So let's get started. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to make some Tundra bases with some grass poking through some of the snow. I went ahead and mixed some sculpted mold so I can apply it to these bases. Now I've made holes in the bases to push the sculpted mold through so it sticks to the base, or I can later on, once it's dry, I can use glue and glue them in so they won't come off. I want it very uneven. So at this point what I would do is I'd get my miniature and I'd make footprints in it. But since I'm not putting miniatures on these, I'm not going to do that. But if I had a miniature, I'd just go ahead and I'd put where I want it. I'd put the footprints in there so I could later glue that miniature to it. Most of the time, my miniatures, when I build them and do bases, they're already glued to the base. That's pretty much almost 100% of the time how I do it, unless I do it on an elevated base. If I do it something like that, where it's on an elevated base, then I'll do it different. But almost all the time, I glue that figure right to the base. But every once in a while, I'll do a base like this to where it's elevated. But most of the time, I always glue it to the base. But in a case like this, I would make the footprints to where you can find them. All good and dry now. I'm gonna, lost my words. I'm gonna paint this dark umber, dark umber now. I'm gonna use some PVA or Elmer's glue and apply it to the bases, and I'll smudge them into some fine flock from Woodland Scenics. Bases are now dry, so let's uncover them and brush them off so we can get started on the next step. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some sepia shade to them. So what I'm going to do now that it's all dry, I'm going to rub off as much as I can just to help bring some of the flock back in. I shouldn't say rub off, just kind of, I don't know what to call it. To try and get the Tundra look, I'm going to dry brush some flat earth on them. Now I'm going to go with some Calvary Brown. When I was looking at Tundra shots and references, I noticed there's some reddish in some of the Tundra. Now I'm going to hit it with a US field jab. I'm going to try and mostly hit the areas that I've already hit red, just to kind of bring those out a little bit more. All right, I'm going to stipple some red leather. I want to stipple some warp stone glow. Say that 3 times fast. Now my final color is going to be Zamisi Desert, and this is the one I'm going to use to tie everything together. I'm going to use Turbo Tacky glue because I don't want to have a long wait time. I'm going to glue some tufts from Army Painter on here. Army Painter is turning out to be my favorite grass tuft company. I want various sizes, obviously. Like I said before, I'd have footprints in here already where I was going to place the figs, but since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show how I would get this done. Now I'm of the disposition that I like to work in odd numbers, so I will make sure that the final number of grass tufts on here are odd numbers. Okay, I'm going to do snow on these two. One, I'm going to do this, the blizzard, and the other I'm going to make a concoction. But let's go ahead and do the blizzard first on the small one. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I can tell you right now, I don't like the way it applies. Maybe if I get it wet. Okay, this is a snow mixture I've done in the past. I did it on the piece I entered in Privateer at Gen Con years ago. My diorama, and it's baking soda, Elmer's glue, and a little bit of water. Now, the nice thing with this tutorial is if you want just Tundra piece, you can leave it as is, or you can add snow to it, which I'm going to add snow to both of them. Maybe I don't know how to use the GW one, but okay, the idea on this one is I want it to kind of be drifted. So I want to kind of have it come in from one side. Well, I shouldn't say drifted, just showing that there's wind and sun melting certain sides of it like you would in any other climate. Okay, now that's all done, I'm going to sprinkle some more on it. And then just let it sit and dry. This is good and dry now, so I'm going to brush all the baking soda off. Well, there you have it. You have one with baking soda, and then you have one with the GW stuff. Well, that's a wrap on the Tundra tutorial. The one thing I like about the Tundra tutorial is I actually like the base with just the Tundra just as much as I did with snow. So that was good for me. I learned a few more things on this one. I was pleased with the end result. I'm not sure if it translates well in photos, but I like it. But I did look up some reference pictures of different Tundra, and there's such a wide variety of colors you can use. You don't have to stick to the palette that I had. It was just what I chose to do because I wanted some reds in it and some different things like that. So anyway, if you like this tutorial and the information that's on this channel, and you can find things that are useful and you can apply it to your hobby, please share the videos for me to help me get them out there and to help the channel grow. And also like it, throw some comments down there if you have some questions. Like I said, this was taken from a comment previously, and I do pay attention to comments and different things like that. So that being said, also if you want to see our pictures of kind of like portfolio, you can either see the outro of old stuff, or you can go to Instagram at Platypus Scotsman. We also have a Facebook account or page, Platypus Scotsman as well, and we have Platypus Scotsman Lounge, where we have a really small group of individuals. Well, that's pretty much it, and I hope you have a good day. Hope things are treating you well and you have fun in your hobby. And this is a wrap on this one. Had a good time, and remember what my mother used to always say, that anyone can do art. Ciao.